thank you for watching. In this video, we want to talk about section 2 of chapter 2 of this book, The Laws of Messiah. Chapter 2 is about what the Messiah should say and do now. And section 2 is about history of intrusion by the strong countries and how messiahs acted at the time. And he first started talking about historical examples of how the weak lost in a battle, and he gives detailed examples about prophets. So he says, prophets that appeared in the tragic history of Jewish people who are at the mercy of stronger countries. I like this section because, the prophets who are trying to deliver the messages of Lord God, they are always minority, but then those are the ones who are, how do you say, like we still talk about. So, on that, at the time, they may have lost three-dimensionally, but because they were trying to deliver the message of God, Lord God, it's like they are shining in the history when we look back.
So in this chapter, we are learning about the historical examples of how the weak lost in battle. So Master Okawa has the ability or the wisdom and the enlightenment to be able to explain to us directly why and how did Moses, Jeremiah, Jesus Christ, what led them to fail in their mission. And right now we are not receiving a message from the prophets. Right now we are receiving a message from Lord God himself. So by reading and learning about these insights and applying them, given with very current examples, we are at a time, we are at a turning point in this history where even the spirit world is being changed, and we can truly spiritually understand what God, Messiah, is trying to teach us.
Yeah, that's so true. And learning from all the examples, when the messiahs or prophets are there, even the prophets, so even if they're not the Messiah, it's so hard to tell who they truly are. Are they really trying to deliver the true message from Lord God? So I think, and Master says, we repeat the history over and over and over. So I think it's very important to at least be open-minded and hear what Messiah is trying to tell us. And I like the part where Master talks about, the world leaders. They also have to have faith, because if they don't have faith, they can automatically become like a dictator, because they don't, when they, become the top, they don't care about, if they don't believe in the spiritual world or God, they become arrogant and try to take away people's freedom, to control people.
Master really gives explanations about Israel and Islamic countries, a battle between a nation that defends itself with nuclear arms and nations that oppose it. I think it's very confronting to read these topics now. However, this kind of current wisdom, this high perspective that Master Okawa is giving us, is the only way to understand how to overcome all the conflicts that are happening all around the world, and how we can understand the solution, which is love. How can we understand love that transcends all barriers, all cultures, all races, and all time as well.
And I like how Master Okawa, because he's the Messiah, and because he's the Messiah, he can talk about in very details too, and very clearly giving us the guidance or in which way we need to go. And by reading this chapter and these sections, we can really feel. I know, in Islamic country, the Messiah has to be able to bring peace politically as well. And I think this chapter also proves that Master Okawa is not just a Messiah, but El Cantare, Lord God.
While he talks about the Old Testament and the New Testament, Master also talks about the dangers of suppression in freedom of speech and freedom of religion. He states very clearly that even if there are countries that promises freedom of religious belief and freedom of speech, sometimes these rights are not protected. That's because the leader doesn't have faith, like you said.
They can just say, oh, if you don't love your country, you can't do this, that.
On page 64, Master says, when people are framed to think that you must be a patriot and love your country, it would be a matter of course that freedom of speech, freedom of press, and freedom of religion are suppressed and cracked down on. So he's really warning us about the importance of having faith.
Thank you for watching for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we would love to discuss about these chapters as well. We hope you enjoy our next videos. Thank you.